Hello and welcome to Public Access America. This is Just the Tip.
Yeah, don't be afraid to tell each other you love each other, man. Don't be. Life is too short. You don't be a fucking dickhead to each other. How about that? Those are my words. I always do that thing on my podcast. Where I'm like, hey, final words, man. What are your final thoughts? Closing thoughts. And sometimes they're like, Sean says his thing, and whoever says their thing, and I say my thing, and people, that resonated with me. That resonated. They reach out. New people listen to me, and they're like, they're, hey, like that's. You really mean it, don't you? And I'm like, I think it does, because the way I am at work, exactly how I am at home, how I am in public, in private, I don't change. I am always going to be a constant, and I think I want people to see that it's okay to be you, but be genuine, be true to you, and always be true to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just the tip. Thank you.
It is time now for something positive.
We might be headed to the promised land,
of speaking the truth and finding our external liberty once we internally liberate ourselves.
The problem can only be solved when there is a kind of coalition of conscience.
Because that is how it works.
This is the beginning. It is not the finale, and that's why we're here, and that's why we rally.
We've got to be that creative minority.
Find a way to get in the way. I got in trouble. It was good trouble. It was necessary trouble.
Frankly, I know we've got to do something.
Welcome back. What I do want to talk about is a bit about podcasting. You know what I mean? Because you have been through some of the same drama. Like we were talking about, getting people on board with what you're doing seems to be really difficult. So if anybody was listening, because what I described you as my partner, network partner, to this lady Candy. I was like, Jeffrey's
or
off.
network son.
Well, we're partners.
Right.
And so I told this lady, my usual co-host is off, and I have another network partner coming on. And honestly, you're not the political guy, and I don't want to be. I don't want to be political around you, because there's so much to learn from the mental health aspect and the podcasting aspect and the human and the food and the music and the love and the joy. So politics is really off the table. But this person is a delegate from Virginia, and I really want to learn about Virginia and what those people are like and what they're thinking.
Absolutely.
But I told her, I was like, I don't know if this combination works. Maybe next week when Jeffrey's back. But I'm looking for the chance to progressive out with somebody.
And I wish I was. I wish I was political, because in the sense that I would be of more understanding as to why these people are acting the way they act. But then at the same time, I'm like, I just can't do that corruption thing. And I just can't do the political thing. I'm not the guy who's going to stand up there and say, well, absolutely. Yes. I'm the guy who's like, well, why?
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So politics, I'll listen to it. And I'll, okay, that sounds kind of cool. And I'll just pick what I can and say, maybe I'll use that. Maybe I won't use that.
Right.
I just never been political, man. I can't.
To me, it's like Kim Kardashian. You watch her and they make money off of it. So a politician, they make money off of it. The more we give them power, and we give them power by paying attention to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kim
Kardashian. I like to watch the Kardashians with the volume down. Listen to some death metal, some Kim, watch the Kardashians. All right.
I've never been into that. Like, what I like is role models like Dan or Karen or you, like people that I know, like Devi, like Daisy, like Kai, people that have these multiple perspectives. Like Deja is an ex-sex worker, transgender, Latino, lady that ran for office, and I was just like, I love you. Like you
Yeah.
have so many perspectives. And what I
Yep.
think is if we can put enough perspectives on, that's when we'll see the world rationally.
Yep.
Once I have Deja's ability to put Adam on, and Deja and Devi and Daisy and all these people in front of me, then I'll be able to see the world through equality. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Hell
And
yeah.
Sean's an amazing guy.
Dude, I
Oh,
love the dude, man, because his opinions are like they're not. You could tell that we align sometimes, and then there's times where we don't align, and I think that's what
yeah.
makes it even better because like we're able to like sit and discuss ideas, and his ideas like this way, and mine ideas this way, and it's real drastically different. But at
Mhm.
the end of the day, we stop our podcast, and he's like, "Hey, brother, I love you, man." I'm like, hell yeah, I love you too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Yeah.
we can discuss it. So I mean, it's like you don't have very many opinions, like or very many people with opinions that differ who are still willing to sit and talk.
Right. You're just teaching people how to talk. And I think that at this stage, that's what we need. Like, we
100%.
don't have to call each other fucking pedophile butt plugs, right? We can go, wow, okay. Thank
Cool.
you. You know what I
Thank you.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Your
Yeah.
mother was a trucker.
But there's a way to
Uh,
talk to people and you
there
don't take the whole
is.
bite. Like, I
Yeah.
read this book, The Republic by Plato, and to get the answer he wanted, he asked questions to eliminate every other answer that somebody could possibly use.
Mm,
And it was cool. And then he would ask the question to get the honest answer. You'll never get me to answer honestly about something I don't want to be honest about, right?
right.
Unless you eliminate the ways I can move. Yeah.
Right.
And Jeffrey's the same way, by the way. He's libertarian, and I'm like, not. But what I realized is like what he cares about is the government like being more fiscally responsible.
Yeah.
He wants an engine to America that runs right, that runs lean
Right.
and mean. And
Yep.
I don't care. I
Mm,
don't care. He can do whatever he wants to that engine to get it running lean and mean, but you better not leave humans out. And the one thing I always ask to a libertarian is if you want to cut the budget, who are you going to leave out? And that's my issue. Some guy was like, well, these are these stupid people. And I was like, the problem is that you cut the funding for education, which means education only gave it to the people that they
yep.
thought were going to be good. And
Yeah.
that turns out not to always be the truth.
Right.
You defunded something without thinking about what would happen. Refund schools. Like take the money from I don't know, stop giving yourself a raise, Congress. You know what I mean?
No, 100%. Like you give those educators who are responsible for molding and shaping the youth of of America, give them a raise. They need it
Yes.
already. I'd like to see
Yes.
them. I'd like to see them 60,000 plus, not
Yes.
25 to 30, whatever they're making is ridiculous.
I'd
40
like to see
grand.
them 100 plus, and I'd like the schools to treat them like they were actually meaningful. Like give them a
Yes.
stipend for food, make sure
Yep.
that their cafeteria is, make them happy, and then
Yeah.
don't restrict them. Realize when you hire a teacher, that teacher is a teacher, and they're
Mhm.
going to teach.
Yeah.
But
Let
don't
them.
let them teach their way, right?
Yeah. hmm
I don't know. I I don't know.
It's a rough, slippery slope, man. I mean, I think that they should be, in our state, and especially Washington State. I don't think that we should have a governor who's been, third election or third term, who has
Mhm.
given himself a raise, and all
Right.
the politicians around him is getting raises,
Right.
and then you have emergency services, like DOT, and then you have the first responders and people like that who are not getting raises, but you're giving somebody behind a desk a raise who does shit for public people, for the
Right.
public, or for the teachers who are not getting any kind of money.
That's
I
right.
mean, the teachers here, I don't know how it is in Florida, but the teachers here take their own personal money to
Mhm.
buy stuff
Yeah.
for their classroom.
Here
What kind
too.
of shit is that?
Yeah, Texas too. Tennessee,
Wow.
Kentucky too. And now they're like, "Oh, by the way, you also have to have a gun because
Yeah, no.
just in case, like just in case one of your students gets up and wants to kill, then you can just shoot them."
Oh my God, that's the worst idea I've ever heard in my life.
Me
And Sean and
too.
I have discussed that,
Have
and
you?
we can. Oh, it's a heavy discussion.
Yeah.
I do not believe, as a gun owner, as a responsible gun owner, as a firearms builder, as a father,
Mhm.
as a protector of my community, as a protector of my family, I do not believe that a teacher should be held responsible to
Mm-mm.
hold a gun in their classroom at any given point in time, because these teachers are already overwhelmed. You're putting on them the responsibility of having to shoot somebody.
Right.
This is an irresponsible move,
No.
and I my solution was have a veteran at every door. Sean's solution was not a veteran, it was a combat veteran, which is a huge difference. You
Right.
know what I mean? And I think that, yeah, okay, that's much better. Volunteers already have to go through, extensive background checks, fingerprinting, FBI checks, and all these things so they can be in a school. Now, to eliminate the teachers from having to hold a gun, that's a great idea. You know what? Let the teachers teach. Let
Yeah.
them teach our kids. Let them protect our kids and mold them with their ideas. I know a lot of teachers that have these just extravagant ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And what it does, their ideas teach our kids to, flourish, grow, be artists,
Right.
paint outside the box. You know what? Be a doctor, be a, doesn't fucking matter. Do whatever you want. Do what makes your heart happy, what you want. Grow up to be that. Be free.
You're going to anyway.
Yes. And why not start there at the lowest levels,
Yeah.
the earliest stages of education.
Right.
You know what I mean? So to put a responsibility like a gun on a teacher, that is a bad move. That's a bad move.
I
That's a
agree.
horrible move.
I know the issue is that we always need the ability to defend ourselves from a radical and irrational government. And I get that. After Donald Trump, I get that. Right? More than ever. But the issue I have is that our police officers are outgunned. Like they don't have that body armor. They don't have the AR-15. They don't have the tools that these people have. And I kind of wish that it was slightly tilted back in favor of police having a couple more bullets than the assailant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what worries me, is that nobody wants to shoot that kid with that body armor when they don't have that.
Yeah.
They can't scatter shot. They got a pistol on their side. They might have a rifle, but they definitely don't have like the tactical gear that it would take, And like,
Yes, well, some do. Some, like most of the police officers that I know, have a shotgun and have an AR-15, and then
Okay.
have their firearm on them.
Okay.
The problem is that these criminals have that stuff too,
And more.
Exactly. And so
That's
then
my
with
problem.
people, yeah, and so people trying to restrict all these guns, I'm like, what are you doing? You're just making it more difficult for somebody who already owns a gun to get a gun.
Yeah.
Because criminals are not going to go follow the law.
No, of course not.
And it's us, myself included, who do follow the law, who see all these, okay, sure. Do you want us to have how many safes in our house? That's fine.
It gets to be stupid. It's like it's like abortion, slowly cutting your rights. And I get that. Like we need it defined in some way, like a major conversation, but I don't want kids to be surrounded by that stuff. I don't
100%.
want them thinking that the world is so bad that everyone is out to get them, because that's not true. That's a tool that somebody used to take your money.
Yep.
By saying everyone's out to get you and I can fix it, but you have to give me your money so I can do it. It's bullshit. They're not going to.
100%.
Like $250 million Donald Trump has. People donated to something that wasn't even an organization. They just gave $250 million to something that didn't exist.
Wow.
That is a scam. Right?
That's a big scam. Pyramid, or is it a Ponzi scheme? Is that what they
whatever
call it?
It is, whatever Bernie Madoff did, right?
Yeah, the Ponzi scheme.
Right. And so the thing is it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You did it. Like I went to Vegas and I lost $30,000 once. It's okay.
Holy
it
shit.
happens. It happens. It's embarrassing. It happens. Just don't do it again. like just silently move to the center, like, and think about it. Like, go back to your room, go to the buffet, sit down, get a drink, calm down, realize it was only money, but more is bad. Like, don't throw more money at it.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way. You don't see me like, I'm not giving money to Democrats. I'm not giving money to Tiffany Smiley, who I think is awesome, but we will give them endorsements and airtime. You know what I mean?
Which is, I believe, is more powerful.
That's what I have to offer, because guess what? I have no more money. Like, inflation, fuck you. Gas prices, energy prices, fuck you. Like, food prices, fuck you. I have no more money to donate. I have no more money to give to politicians. Buy your own steaks. I can't afford it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to do anything for me anyway. I'm going to donate $250 or $2,500, which is the base minimum I can give. And then Dell, who's based in Texas, is going to go ahead and give you $50,000, and you're going to go with them. So I can't afford it anymore,
Yeah, exactly.
But I'll give airtime to good quality candidates.
Sure. That I can get behind 100%.
Hell yeah.
100%.
But how is your group as a podcast?
I think that with the
how's it growing?
I don't know about the growth or anything. I know that it's getting there. You know what I mean? I mean, people are listening. I got random people that now starting to recognize me, and like, oh, hey, I know who you are. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I'm about to join the Thurston County Chamber of Commerce, which opens up all sorts of avenues and people that I can talk to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, and I think that I'm going to get all sorts of different views on different things, and that's the whole point of the podcast, is to get different views and opinions, and see, what do they see that I don't see? You know what I mean? And so I give credit to this lady by the name of Elizabeth Brett Schneider, who is the Thurston County Chamber of Commerce lady, who has got me convinced to join.
Nice. I
see her doing so many things in the community, and not only doing certain things that may benefit one person, it's benefiting everybody.
Right.
And so because of her heart and because of her generosity and her willingness to shine light on everybody, that's why she talked me into, like, you should join. Okay, you know what? And then I'm seeing her post, and she's posting at the Strawberry Festival, she's posting at the Lavender Festival, or she's posting at the, Scott, my buddy Scott Drapo's got a gym, the Strength Gym Alliance.
Yep.
And he's all of a sudden, she's there, and that's when we meet. And I'm like, that is cool. I want to be friends with you. She's like, we already are. You just didn't know it.
That's right. Boom.
Boom. Okay. Let's do something.
Heck yeah. It helps, like, believe it or not, starting your podcast slightly local like that it helps. Because then you expand your audience that way. Yeah. That's why I wanted to tag you as like the Washington State original, is because I wanted, like, chambers of commerce and people to be like, hey, we can grab onto this. Like, let's make our state great and funnel that through this podcast,
Yeah. Why not? You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm a Washington resident. I'm, I love this state. I love all four corners of the state. There's some areas I'd rather not like, but but it's still Washington State.
They're still worth changing, right?
They are very much so.
Unless it's concrete. If it's concrete Washington, don't go. Like, don't just avoid that place. The Indians dumped their dead there. Just do not. I watched this show, The Dead Files, and they were like, we're in concrete Washington, and she's like, this place is bad. And I was like, oh damn, because I was thinking about, like, I should move to Washington. Everyone's there,
Yeah. You should. Cost of living is nuts,
Well,
but there's always good places. You know what I mean? It's a great state. I'm telling you. The political bullshit going on is a little outrageous.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, it's bearable, it's tolerable. You know what I mean?
Because you can always go walk into the woods.
100%.
That's
the beauty of Washington State, man. I mean, I'm literally, I'll say, 3 minutes from the nearest wooded area that is just absolutely peaceful to walk through. I'm 20 minutes away from the hills in Rainier, where I can go ride my dirt bike, or I can go walk and get chased by a bear. I don't, or a cougar, whatever. Not the old lady cougars. I'm talking about the real cougars. You know what I mean? Yeah, those. Wow. They all do that, but that's beside the point. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's a beautiful thing. I'm like, 3 minutes from the bay. I'm 3 minutes from a river. I'm 3 minutes from a lake,
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful place to be, man.
I think people forget about nature. I was
100%.
I was outside and I was looking at the clouds, and my friend asked me what I was doing, and I was like, "Do you understand that water is finite? There's only so much on the earth." And those clouds are the same clouds that the dinosaurs saw, that Jesus walked under, that like Rome was built under, that everything I know about civilization has been under those water droplets. And we don't even notice the clouds, but they're the same clouds. Like pterodactyls flew through the same shit that's like looking down on me. Nature's pretty incredible,
Yeah, it is.
Once you connect with it, you just don't want to harm it.
Yeah, exactly. People are always, so tied up on, well, I better get the newest iPhone. I better get go down to the mall and get the newest, LeBron James shoe. I better go get a Steph Curry shoe, or I better go get the new pickup truck because I'm going to do this. And then there's people like me who are like, yeah, I got a Dodge pickup, but I'm going to drive my Dodge to a forest and I'm going to get out of my Dodge and I'm going to go for a walk.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And not record it.
Exactly. There's so many pictures I could have taken. I'm just like, oh, this is beautiful. You know what? I'm going to keep that one in the mind bank because when I go, I'm going to, let's look through those pictures. Forest, river, naked lady, river, mountain, naked lady. Oh, look at that. A bear, naked lady. Another tree.
I like these woods. Is she alive?
Yeah, dude, they're alive. I'm telling you, man.
Sorry, a lot of dead files are in Washington State for some reason.
Yeah. Gary Ridgway, the Green River Killer.
Yeah.
Ted Bundy.
Jeez. That stuff is crazy.
Yeah.
So I was, they were saying on this show, like the Indian tribe that was there for only about 7,000 or 8,000 years, and in 50 years, like white man just destroyed them, And I was like, oh, it made me feel really gross about my American heritage,
It's rough, man. It's a rough deal.
Yeah. These shows, you learn these facts and you're like, you can't go back after that.
No,
and
there's no
so
going
you
back.
still have tribes in Washington State, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
It was funny.
Squally,
they were told to go and ask the Indian tribe for help, with this problem, and the Indians were like, yeah, no. I was like, that's so cool. They were like, it's been that way. It's always going to be that way. Move.
Yeah. Just leave. How about that? Just leave.
That's what I keep thinking. They're just sitting here going, man, this party's out of control. 240 years and these people are still here drinking beer.
Destroying shit on the way up.
Right? Yes, exactly. It's like a kegger party that hasn't ended yet,
Jesus. That's a long kegger. I'm telling you that right now.
It is. But the more you can't learn about like North America or Peru or, Central America, like without realizing that brown people were here for a long ass time doing their thing before we came over and we're like, mine,
Yeah. That just blows my mind, man. I mean,
8,000 years. People were here without a white man telling them what to do, but the white man came over and we were like, in 50 years, we're like, fuck you, bye.
Damn you, Spain.
Yeah, and we're great. We're great. That makes me sick.
Yeah, that sucks.
Sorry. I'm going all over the place.
Hey, let it flow, brother. Let it flow.
I was thinking there's this podcast, Bottled Up Bitches, that we're connecting with a little here and there, and they have an Adam, and that Adam has a beard, right? And they had some drama between season 1 and season 2, and all week I was like, I should have them on. We should talk about podcast drama. Because we've all had people that'll be like, yeah, I'm going to be there. No, I'm not, and you're like, oh, schedule, you know what I mean? And stuff.
Yeah.
And like stuff like, and I thought they could, but then It wasn't. They invited me on their show this week, but they were in my head as like something that I was planning on, but I never did because they invited me before I could invite them.
That's cool, man. Yeah, the drama's always going to be there. It's always it, but
Yeah,
the most important part about the drama is how does the host going to deal with it?
right.
You know what I mean? I've found myself when people cancel or like right now I'm going through a massive restructure with my sponsors because I mean everybody's like leaving,
Right.
doing their own thing and so now here I'm like, okay, so now I can't without sponsors, I can't fund this, so I can do this. Guess I can't podcast. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or I find myself, like, oh hey, we're gonna do a podcast. Oh, you can't do it. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Or Sean
Yeah.
can't do it. Or my guests, which always happens every time. It's like, yeah, we're going to podcast on Fridays, this and that. Oh, yeah, cool. Day of, oh, I'm working. You didn't
Right.
know that before, and it's just like, then I try to, my favorite thing is like, I get everything ready and I start podcasting and I'm like, hey, man, this is Adam and I got the fucking beard. And I'm by myself, so fuck you.
I know. I
Show's
heard that
over.
episode. You had a pretty dark episode. I told Kai.
God.
I was like, that was a dark episode. And you always have me. Like, send me a message, and in 10 minutes, I'm there for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got to
And
start doing that.
that's what people need. That commitment. Like Kai was like, "Will you come and do my show?" And I was like, "Yes." And you'll never get a no from me because I know what it feels like to be like,
Oh,
crap,
dude.
now I have nothing.
Yeah.
And so like that's why I do Sunday. Jeffrey can only do Sunday. Jeffrey can only do Sunday. Jeffrey can only do Sunday.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've built my schedule around that, right?
Yeah.
Like our episodes come out Sunday and Thursday, like is far apart in the week before we come back, right? So like it's scheduled that way. So if I say, hey, do you want to be on our show Sunday? Don't say, well, no, I can do Friday. I can't do Friday. Like, as much as you ask me to bend the schedule, it doesn't fit the schedule. Like, Jeffrey can only do Sunday.
And that's how it's going to be.
And if I ask him to do more, then I risk losing him altogether because I'm not respecting him,
Yeah.
Right. And
That's
I love
a big
Jeffrey.
thing. Yeah, hell yeah. And you respect the hell out of him.
Yeah, you have to. And everybody, and see, getting that group, like now I'm starting to get what I think is cool about podcasting is like you have a guest on, but then you bring them back and people get to know them and trust them. Like we don't trust Superman unless we know his origin story. We just wouldn't trust some guy flying around the earth going, ha ha ha, right? But because we know who he is, we trust him. And so having like Deja back on, or Dan, who's coming back from his honeymoon, having them on, and having Jeffrey, having you, having these people that people can get to know, they can start trusting what's being said. And then like they're like, well, I don't really agree with you, Jason, but hey, Adam, yeah, right, I'm right there, and that's
Different
what
opinions.
I think growing that group. And so I finally have like, and Jeffrey invited, I can't explain, please don't explain anything about this person, but brought Jay, the artist and LGBT advocate, on for a couple hours. And that was amazing to have that 17-year-old perspective, and thank you. That's it.
I think, for the record, and I think this needs to be said, this has always been your vision.
Yeah. But getting people, that's what I'm saying, getting people to buy into it, and not realize that we're not just getting them on so we can zing them or make them look bad or get a joke, that no, we want to teach people how to have a conversation,
Yeah, you were like, in the beginning, you were like, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to help you start your podcast and then bye. And I'm like, wait, what do you fucking mean goodbye? What do you mean you're taking the trainer's wheel off? Mama, nipple, mama.
Well, you were the exact person you had to be, and I wanted that. You had you got your origin story the way you wanted it, and I wanted you to then now be Superman so that I could like shine the light and be like, hey, Flash needs your help, and we could be the Justice League. And so having Kai or Bottled Up Bitches or Peace and Purpose or Audio Pong, for me, having all these people is just this great mixture of things that you can call on people about, you know?
Yeah, that's
And
what makes
then,
it so beautiful. That's why I keep doing it. Is because of that vision you had. I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, what if one day I'm called upon?
right.
Oh fuck, I better put my big boy pants on because I'm gonna do this. You know what I mean? Then you text me like this week, I think, which is like, it caught me at the perfect moment. You know, when that
Right.
moment when you're just getting ready, like you're in between, you're happy and your sad stage where you're like,
Yeah.
fuck, I can't podcast this week. Oh, message from Jason. What does Jason want?
Yay.
Podcast on Sunday. Yes.
Yes. I love podcasting with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I love podcasting with you too, brother. I mean, that's why I was
And
like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm in.
I love Jeffrey and you talking. Like, I think it's just incredible. Hearing Jeffrey talk to other people. He talked to Dan for an entire episode, and then, like, about 55 minutes in, Dan was like, "Oh, Jason, we're really sorry. I hope that wasn't too bad." And I was like, "No, I followed it. You used certain words I had to look up, but I got it, you know?"
Yeah, I get the gist of the conversation.
And I think that's what's amazing. I'm not
Yeah.
intellectually educated like them, but I have the ability of like hearing what they're saying and translating it into like normal human, like you and I
Yeah.
speak, you know?
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Regular people,
Yeah.
regular people.
Right.
Yeah.
So I love having these people around to do that. And I love that you're getting your group. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally trying. I got Miss Ella, who was supposed to be, supposed to have had her podcast out, but she's so super busy with other things, so she doesn't have
Mm.
time to do hers. And then I've got, Jeffrey.
She's a dream, by the way. Miss Ella, right?
Mhm.
As if it's the same person I'm thinking of. They were awesome.
Yeah,
Just like this awesome perspective that, yeah, that is somebody I would have. I respected them as a human and did not pursue them as a guest because I didn't want it to be perceived the wrong way.
right. And I love her to death. I mean, I love her to
Yeah.
death, and I love her husband to death because he's such a great dude. Just reaches out to me randomly and is like, he's like, "Hey man, I just wanted to check in with you. How you doing? How's it going? How's everything?" And then we have this, this short conversation, and then he goes, "Okay, well, I gotta go back to. I'm gonna do this." And he goes to
Yeah.
work. And on Miss Ella randomly texts me messages, "Hey, how you doing?" And then we just have that relationship, and she's just like
Yeah.
fantastic human.
She's a fantastic human.
And I would love to have her get her podcast going because of the things she's gone through. I think
Mhm.
need to be vocalized.
Yeah.
And I keep telling her, I just like without pushing. I always tell her, it's like without pushing, I think that your story needs to be told.
I think her voice needs to be included in these conversations.
100%.
The same with Jay, the same with Devi, the same with Daisy, the same with Kai.
Yeah.
Younger women of diversity need to be highlighted, and nobody else seems to be doing it
Yes.
the way we want to.
I know we need to get their voices out there because I believe the
Yeah.
inspiration behind their voices and their stories would spark a whole other aspect, a whole
Yeah.
other revolutionary side of the conversation.
Right. I mean, they're like having her own podcast is important because it validates her voice, but bringing that into a conversation with
Yes.
other people like Deja or Devi or
Yes.
Daisy or Dan or, Jay,
Yes.
all these people, that's what it's about. It's getting a blind black guy from Philadelphia together with a, gender fluid person from LA, and seeing what's in common. What do they have in common there? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Ella is critically important.
Very much so. And I hope she does it. I
Yeah.
really do. I like to see her, being creative, and I like her to do her thing and without any pressure. And I want her to just realize that she does have, I mean, with me, she knows she has me as in her corner, and I'll help
Mhm.
her any way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
And I do believe her story needs to be told,
I
That's such a
agree.
powerful story. So
Yeah, I was
but it's not a
talking
story for me to tell. It's a story for her to tell. You know what I mean?
when we were talking to Deja, I had to explain to her that, like, as a former sex worker, to run for office is
Yeah.
something that I've seen because I had a friend that was, she I don't know, was a sex worker. And I told her, I was like, you need to be in politics because you smell the fucking scam every time and you don't bullshit. You need to be a politician. And she was like, I'll never be able to be a politician with the content out there that's out there. And Deja proves that wrong, that you can be anybody and then suddenly be somebody,
Yeah. Yeah.
What did I say? A somebody that does nothing is a nobody. Ugh, that's gross.
Ooh, nasty.
Right?
That is nasty.
Imagine Albert Einstein just being like, whatever,
Oh, dude.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
get baked. I'm not gonna like design your universe for you.
Yeah, you know, motherfucker, get to designing.
Yeah. Yeah, so get that group. What about so many people?
Yeah. They're
Man.
just like, the group see, so I'm trying to get Zach, my singer for in I5 Senses, to come out to the podcast and do a hip hop little conversation, because
Nice.
people don't realize that when it came to music, there was always an origin story. Like, you and I discussed origin stories. For me,
they're important.
Very much so. Growing up completely poor, not able to have a stereo or a radio. We didn't
our
have.
dad was a dick that way, wasn't he? He left us both pretty much poor.
Yeah, exactly. And not being wanting to progress, and not really relying on anybody, or his wife, my mom. You know what I mean? It's like we had a stereo with a record player,
Nice.
and then the record player, we had nothing but mariachi music and old ranchera. So we grew up on that, right? And then all of a sudden, then the Fat Boys came into town, right? Fat Boys. Remember the Fat Boys?
Barely.
So they were a hip hop group from back in the day. Some big dudes, really fat boys. You know what I mean? And they started rapping. And next thing you know, they've got these turntables and scratching records. My brother's got the bright idea. I was like, Dad's got a bunch of them.
No way.
Yes, sir. Hip hop. You know what I mean? So we started scratching records and we had a love for it. And hip hop was, something that we got started on.
Yeah.
And so, of course it was hee-haw, ranchera music and mariachis, and then Fat Boys and LL Cool J, hip hop. And it wasn't until much later till we got into rock. So like, to have Zach on to talk about hip hop, and then my buddy Kenneth to come on and talk about injustice and bringing the spotlight to the Black community, which we all do anyway. I mean, really, I know that I do randomly, and people are like, well, you need to pick a side. Oh,
of what? Music?
Yeah,
I pick music.
Yeah, I pick music if it comes down to you want me to pick a side. No. Are you? It's either white or black. Which one is it? Well, it's
what?
I'm Hispanic, so
right.
Oh, you forgot that. Oh, because I got a beard. Fuck you.
Yeah. Get back in your box, boy.
Yeah. Oh, hell no. You forgot that I break down boxes, bro, because I don't do that.
I was listening to this girl, Song Exploder, this podcast, and they have artists on, and they explain how they put the song together. And this girl, Joy Odolocum, came on, and I was like, oh, heck yeah. And I bought that album, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then Kai, a few weeks later, was like, I'm obsessed with Joy Odolocum. I'm going to see her concert. And I was like, I know her too. And I went on Twitter, and she had like 1,000 followers, and I was like, what? This is weird. Yeah.
Damn.
But man, that I turn that on before I podcast every week just to see what kind of mood I'm gonna have. I put on some Joy Odolocum in here. Yeah.
Nice. Dude, I listened to, matter of fact, I listened to some Maylene and Sons of Disasters, the old school one, man, when Dallas Howard was still the vocalist. And he has this real aggressive, sounds like he's screaming, but kind of yelling kind of vocal. And the music is gritty and heavy and kind of twangy, but kind of heavy and kind of like. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get some coffee and I'm gonna listen to some Maylene and Sons of Disasters and run over somebody. No, I didn't run over anybody, I'll tell you that much.
Well, they stayed out of your way, that's all.
Yeah, that's all. Plus, it was up early because it's gonna be hot as hell today up here.
Really?
And everybody and their mother's brothers like sweating. So I'm like, here I am in my room right now, and it is I'm already drenched. Like, look, let me tell you, I wrote a song while I was sitting here. It's called "The Sweat on My Balls" because it is sweaty. This motherfucker.
Sweaty balls.
Sweaty balls. Oh man,
you write it, I'll cover it.
Yeah, music. Yeah, music is legit, dude. I don't know where I'd be without music, man. It's like my therapy. When I was playing, it was my therapy. When I'm writing it, it's my therapy. I listening to it, it calms me down. I mean, I love music, dude. Music. All kinds, all of it.
I love people. Yeah, I think about the person making the music. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I don't think about the music as much as how good it feels for the person to be making it, you know, because of that struggle of, for a long time, I wrote music because of my experiences, and that was like bitter divorces and stuff, right? And then when I reached a good part of my life, I was like, I can't write music anymore. And then I don't know, I came back to like trying and rhyming and trying to put words together, and I made a couple songs like that, and I covered a couple songs just to, I don't know why. You know, I don't know why I do what I do musically, but sometimes it's this retreat, and yelling into a microphone is a great way of relieving stress, even if you just hit delete after the hour's done, you know?
Absolutely. I don't know how many songs I just
Absolutely.
ditched because I'm like, that was awesome. Delete.
Right. Yeah, I'll
No.
just spit something out for an hour, or well, I'll spit something out for about 30 seconds to like a minute, and then
Yeah.
I'll go, what the fuck? That was dark. Where did that come from? You know? You don't even think that way in real life. You know?
It's like, what the hell happened here, bro? I'm done.
Right?
I'm gonna check out now.
I did this song about beware of lambs, and it was all like, what if Jesus was Paul Bunyan walking around the land trying to save people, and they were like, and they tried to kill him simply because he was just like trying to oppress them, you know what I mean? And it was this whole song, and I did it for like, I think it's like 2 minutes, and I was like, first take, that's it, bye. And I just put it up. I was like, I'm not changing that. Like, it's not the greatest. It seems ridiculous, but every time I go back to listen to it, I'm like, man, Jason, that was pretty cool.
I did that we did a single. So we did our 5 songs singles, our 5-song EP, which was, barging in. And then we did a single, which, he's like, you should write something. And I'm like, okay, well, like what, randomly? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, what are you thinking about right now? It's like, and I had just got done watching shit about Aubrey Marcus and George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. And I was like, I got an idea. He's like, all right, well, how long do you need? I said, give me 5 minutes. And so then I wrote the song. I wrote the music for it, all these just drum beats and some bass, some weird bass lines, and then some no guitar parts. And it was just all hip hop sounding. And I was like, here you go. And I reached out to 2 other people. It was Zach, obviously, because he was my singer, and then my boy Masterpiece from Bellingham, and Seven the Panther, who was from Tacoma. And it's like, look, there's a lot of racial injustice going on. I need you to get up there. This is a finger pointing, gun pointing song, old school NWA. Boom.
Nice.
Next thing you know, the song came back, and then people are listening to it now, and the song's called "Oh You Didn't Know," and it's about racial injustice. And people, like some of my friends are like, "What is wrong with you? What side are you on? Do you
America?
need to?"
I'm an American.
Yeah, I'm a human. You know what I mean? And so then, my brother heard it, and he's more politically charged on the MAGA side, and he was like, "This is really fucking good."
Nice.
And so people who listen to it just like, this is a hip hop song. And I go, it's an I-5 Senses song. You know what I mean? It's Zach and I and 2 of our buddies, we just wrote music about, and it's stuck, and it's out there, and people are listening to it. It's on iTunes, and people are like, whoa, where the fuck did that come from?
That's cool.
And so that's one of those songs that I'm like, yeah, fuck this. I'm going to write something. I was pissed, and it was stuck. And I didn't delete it.
I like that. I have a song called Up High where it was just like, I heard a couple good phrases, like poets use many words to explain a simple thing was one of them, or they say that passion in Latin means to suffer so greatly. And then I just like did the rest of the song, and I was like, boom, done. And like, I didn't save the threads, so I can't edit it or make it better or anything, but the fucking lyrics are just like fire, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I can't do anything about it except maybe start from scratch again. You know what I mean? Because the music is just GarageBand thread, so I could get the tempo. And then I was like, whatever. But like the lyrics are awesome. I'd love to hear somebody take those lyrics and make a good song.
Yeah.
Public Access America.
It's always funny because like Especially because as libertarians, we get a ton of shit, even amongst other libertarians.
I think political philosophy is a lot like religion, and where there's moments you have to go on faith and trust what somebody else is saying.
The main focus is just like less dependence on the government because, well, we've seen how that's gone.
And you don't have to do that if you think about it in a human way.
More dependence on connections with each other.
You can always bring it back to what would one human do for another? What would 100 do for 100?
People looking out for people.
Find Public Access America anywhere you find your favorite podcast every Sunday and Thursday. And join the chat on YouTube at Public Access America every Sunday, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific.
Communities looking out for community.
Public Access America. History in the making, making history in the making, in the making, in the making, in the making, in the making.
Yeah, I love that platform too, man. I mean, the GarageBand platform is like it gives you the basics. You can always take a simple a 4/4 beat, and then you can just with a MIDI controller or something, like you can thump out the rest of the the drums that you want to add in there, or you can play the MIDI with the controller and have a bass line or a guitar line or something, like the eerie sounds, and just kind of record it. And then I sent it to Zach, and he does his thing. He's such a magician when it comes to music, and he just changes it all. He's like, "Hey man, here's the song." I'm like, "Shit, dude, okay." All right, we got a song. He's like, "What do you think about it?" It's like, "I fucking love it." He's like, "You being lazy?" Like, no, this is brilliant.
Simple is better, you know?
Yeah.
I told Kai I wanted to do a remake of The Devil Went Down to Georgia. But I wanted it to be like you as Johnny with the guitar and her as the devil with the ukulele. And I wanted to make the devil a her, like the devil went down to Georgia. She was looking for a soul to steal. I had this whole vision in my head, and I was like, all right. But I couldn't find like the drum beat, like the tempo. Well, what I wanted to do was just get like a drum beat, something you could remove. Like I could send a project to her, and then she could just remove the drum beat and put a ukulele in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I covered like Limp Bizkit, Nookie.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god! And then I covered South of Heaven, and I was like, oh, and Walk, like Pantera. Like people actually listen to that, and I was like, "Oh no," because I never expect anyone to listen to my Rotten Teeth music,
Rotten Teeth, bro.
I covered Bad Fish, and I was like, I don't know. Do you know Bad Fish by Sublime?
Yeah.
In the beginning, there's like dishes, like they're at a bar, and then that fades out. He's like, "Hey, tell Tommy to turn the radio up," and then they go into the music, right? But in the quiet parts where I wasn't singing, I would go into the bar back thing, and so for a track I just had dishes rattling. And then it was this whole thing like, "Look, Charles, turn the radio on, turn it off, I don't fucking care." And then at the end of the song, I was like, Great job, everybody, but what was with the fucking dishes? And then an echo came in and was like, "Hey, what was with the fucking dishes?" Because I had recorded it twice, so it was me talking. And I was
awesome.
like, "Oh, this is so kind of cool. I wish I had done it better."
Oh man, music is your own interpretation for whatever you're hearing.
Well, Rotten Teeth is singing it in a way that nobody else would expect to do it. You know what I mean? Because why copy a song? Why copy a song like the other band? They did it, butcher it. Like take
butcher it, make it your own.
All those like tracks where you're like scratching records, that's them butchering fucking samples, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it is exactly.
I think I covered like Sanitarium by Metallica, and the tag is I don't even like Metallica.
Oh fuck, dude, that's good.
But
That is good.
Nobody listens. I don't care. I covered 502 and somebody gave me a thumbs up, But I actually I left the music for another minute past. Like I didn't realize that the music didn't fade out. So it was just like two tracks, the guitar and the drum just going endlessly for another minute after the end of the song.
Oh, that's awesome. Hell yeah.
But I like making music, and when you can yell into the microphone, the thing is like trying to sing a song differently takes your mind away from everything, and you can
Yep.
just, for me, I can just micro focus on that. Ooh, did you hear that way I said those 3 words?
Yeah.
Like, what if I made that the song? What if I, and then, so yeah, I want to be a singer. I like being a singer. I've been studying,
Yeah, hell
trying to
yeah.
trying to be better. So that's why my music went away from like growling and back to like that wedding song,
Yeah, hell
Yeah.
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 That's good, man.
I did a
Explore your options,
I
you
did a
know?
Fly Me to the Moon by Sinatra, and I'm really proud of that because that's like 8 tracks of music and beats and cool
Yeah.
stuff, and then me actually singing well, and I was like, "I like this." Like,
Hell
I could see a
yeah.
movie going, "Can we use that?"
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hell yeah, man.
Mm.
Gotta always be creating, man. It's like people like us, we have to create. We're artists. We're
Yeah.
not in stalemate. We just rest occasionally. You know what I mean? we gotta
Yeah.
create. We gotta create.
Gotta create. I
Hell
like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So where's your show gonna be?
This we're doing it. It's on what day is it? The 30th at the Plaid Pig. We play with the 1967 Kitty Junk, and
You're playing with Kitty Junk?
yeah, hell yeah.
Fuck.
I love those 2 girls, man.
I
They're
know.
just, I mean, I interviewed them and they were just
Mhm.
such amazing people. And I still, to this day, when I do a podcast, I have their link in my description because of what they stand for. And they support this organization for domestic violence. So I just support them, and I put up their link, and that linked there, and then other links too on my website. Fuck, I got a website too, but the show is
Yeah.
Plaid Pig. So I can't remember the last band, the high five. Fuck, I can't remember honestly, but I know that it's going to be a good show.
Well,
It's our
that
first
band's
one.
not going to be happy. Well, they're not going to hear it. We're over on public access. I'm looking at you and Adam has a beard, and I keep thinking we're on Adam has a beard. But then I look at me and I'm like, oh no, we're on public access America.
Yeah, we're on public access America.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that
But
band
yeah.
don't care.
Yeah, they might know who I am. They might not. It doesn't matter. It's our
They'll know
first show.
afterwards. That's for
Oh,
sure.
yes, they will. Zach is really stoked about it. We've been see, the thing is about him and I, it's like, since there's only 2 of us, shit, he recorded the set list and he's like, all right, here you go. Sends me the wave file, put it on my laptop and my turntables. And so I'm jamming to it with my
Nice.
turntables and my I have the God Killer set up, so I'm playing through a massive amp and just
Nice.
rocking the fuck out. And then I go to his house like today, like I got to get out of here soon so I can go band practice. But
Mhm.
we're going to his house. All I do is take my guitar. I have an amp set up there, and we're gonna jam. You know what I mean?
love
So
it.
Thursday, June 30th, we're on at 8:00, Plaid Pig, Tacoma, and we're gonna have a good time. It's first time in 5-6 years that I've been on stage.
Yeah.
See how
How
it
long
goes.
since you've liked being on stage?
Oh, 2008. I
Yeah,
think that was the last time I liked being on stage.
I
Yeah,
know, because I met you in 2009.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's so harsh, dude. I fucking love being on the stage. I love ripping up music, and I love playing, and it's just, man, it's just like when you get a group of people that just strip that love of
Yeah.
creating and that love of writing and that love of playing,
Yeah.
and then take your band. You're kind of just like, well, I don't want to play music anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I played one other time with another friend of mine who I thought, he had a good vision, and he suckered me into believing it, and I believed him.
Mm.
I'm like, yeah, oh, okay, free reign to write music, cool. Oh, we're writing all your music. Oh, no creative. I hate this,
Right.
and I had to leave, so
Yeah.
and so here we
No,
are
I
now.
get it. You like the loyalty of the band as much as you like the band and the music,
Yep, it's a family, man. I mean, you're gonna spend a lot of time with this person or these people. Now,
Yeah.
in this case, it's me and Zach, and I love his family, and he loves my family. And when we talk, we don't talk just like it to hear ourselves talk. He talks from his soul, and I talk from mine. And we
Mhm.
talk about this music, or hey, man, I sent you something. Listen to this, or hey, listen to that, and we're just creating, and we're feeding off of each other. He's the yin, and I'm the yang, and he's the light, I'm the dark. We balance each other out, and it just works out beautiful, man. So
That's
I'm
what
pretty
you
stoked.
deserve. You deserve that. And I don't think you would have had that without all the work you did into putting into Adam.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right, and I thank you for that. Because you're an integral part of that too. So,
well, you're
hell
you're an integral part of my growth as well. Yeah, and I
we
love
are.
that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
watching you grow, I was telling somebody about that. There was a moment you reminded me. You remembered a band on one of the podcasts, and I was like, "Ah, that's what he wanted from this show." Remembering things, At its base, it was about Adam connecting with Adam again. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's so much more now.
It's so much more now, man. I mean, it's just grown. It's grown into other things, and
Yeah,
spotlighting other people as opposed to just myself and having to remember.
yeah,
It's growing other people, nurturing other people, and I think that's the beautiful part
yeah.
about it. I
Giving
just
them
took
their origin story.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. So yeah,
it's
man.
amazing. Where can people find Adam Has a Beard?
Oh man, you can find us on. I wish I remembered the website because we just got a brand new one, but it's on the Instagram.
Ooh,
It's on the Facebook. Adam Has a
gotcha.
Beard. Adam Has a Beard podcast at gmail.com.
Love it.
It's all over the place, man. Come find us.
Come find us. I love that. I will. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No
Thank you, Jeffrey, for having a
problem.
day off.
Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, I did want to say I didn't pick on Jeffrey quite as much as I had planned. I wanted to pick on Jeffrey for about an hour, but I actually couldn't come up with anything to pick on him for,
I can.
Okay.
I can't. I'm done.
Yeah, I
That was
can't
it.
either, right? I really wanted to. I was like, I'll make things up. I don't care, but I really respect him too much to try and do
Yeah.
that,
Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna talk shit about that, man. I love him. He's
Yeah.
he's a great dude. He's our friend, dude. He's our brother. Much love and respect to you, Jeffrey. I love you, buddy.
Yeah.
You
I love
Hell
you
yeah.
too. I love you, Adam.
I love you too, Jason. You know this. We're boys. We're boys. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, don't be afraid to tell each other you love each other, man. Life is too short. You don't be a
Yeah.
fucking dickhead to each other. How about that? Those are my words. I always do that thing on my podcast. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
final words, man. What are your final thoughts? Closing thoughts. And sometimes they're like, Sean says his thing, and whoever says their thing, and I say
Yeah.
my thing, and people, that resonated with me. That
Yeah.
resonated. They reach out. New people listen to me, and they're like, they're, hey, like you really mean it, don't you? And I'm like, I think it does, because the way I am at work, exactly how I am at home, how I am in public, in private, I don't change. I am always going to be a constant, and I think I want people to see that it's okay to be you, but be
Yeah.
genuine, be true to you, and always be true to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's different versions of love. And so teaching men that they can say I love you to another man is important. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mhm.
Just that base respect. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many people say that, because we do it on our show. Even she does it on her show. It's like
Yeah.
it goes everywhere. And she was like, I love that. I love that you end it that way. And we did that on Inspirations Beyond Disabilities. Just automatically, like I'll say it to Karen, love you guys, bye. Like, it doesn't matter who it is, because it's not filled with this misogynistic, I love you, and that means I own part of you now. It's just
Exactly.
it's just I respect who you are. I appreciate you. That's the other way I do it, is you're appreciated. I like saying that to people,
100%, dude. I agree.
And at the end of every show, that's what we do. Well, we do just the tip, and we start our shows with just the tip. You know what I mean? But it's the same thing. People are like, I wish I had thought of that.
Guess what? You got the idea. Expand on it now. Make it your own somehow.
Yeah, go ahead. Just the tip.
Just the tip.
But yeah, I think just the tip is everybody love everybody. Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
That's
Everybody
it.
love everybody. I say it every episode, and I stand by it. You know what I mean? Jackie Moon said it on Tropic Thunder. He said, no, Semi-Pro, excuse me.
Semi-Pro, yeah.
Yeah. He's like, everybody love everybody. Do you know what that means? Everybody love everybody.
No.
Don't give a fuck about differences. Everybody love everybody. Yeah, some person is something different than you. Guess what? I love them for who they are. You know what? At least they're genuine enough to show you who they truly are.
Yeah.
What do you
That's
do?
right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. I always say when someone's an asshole to you, say thank you, because now you don't have to pay attention to them anymore. The same thing when somebody shows you love, appreciate them for that.
Yep. Don't be a dick about it.
Right. Don't be a dick about it. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, buddy.
To those who would tear the world down, we will defeat you. This is our moment. This is our time. To those who seek peace and security, we support you. Yes, we can. And to all those who have wondered if America's beacon still burns as bright, tonight we prove once more that the true strength of our nation comes not from the might of our arms or the scale of our wealth, but from the enduring power of our ideals, democracy, liberty, opportunity, and unyielding hope.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbow. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life.
Ask not.
Yes, we can.
What your country can do for you.
I have a dream.
Ask what you can do for your country.
I, poor little children,
Yes, we can.
one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression.
In this lifetime, you don't have to prove nothing to nobody except yourself.
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
That's how winning is done.
Welcome to Public Access America.
Yes, we can.
Sunday live streams on YouTube.
I wanted to run out of that tunnel for my dad.
On Twitter,
What?
Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Smart Radio Public, and Spotify.
Yes, we can.
Public Access America. History in the making. Making history in the making.
This episode is brought to you by Verizon. Get a Verizon Business Unlimited plan from the network businesses rely on. Hey, Monica, with 5G Ultra Wideband in many more cities, you get up to 10 times the speed at no extra cost.
Hello, downloads in no time.
Plus, unlimited premium data and hotspot data to keep the signal flowing and your teams going. Come in or book an appointment with a Verizon business expert to find the right plan for your team. 5G Ultra Wideband available in over 1,700 cities with Business Unlimited Pro 2.0 smartphone plan. Speed comparison is to median Verizon 4G LTE speeds. Download speeds may vary depending upon network and coverage conditions and content optimization for 5G Ultra Wideband.